Brawl Stars is as pay to win as ever, with the meta constantly being dominated by whatever the newest brawlers and hypercharges are, which makes it impossible for the average player to keep up. As the roster of brawlers becomes bigger and bigger, it becomes downright overwhelming to try and keep up and upgrade your account. And there's nothing worse than the regret of upgrading a brawler you can't even use. In this video, I will arm you with all the information you need to navigate this hellscape. The guiding principle behind how I choose to upgrade brawlers is price to production. You want to turn your resources into as many good picks as possible. This means prioritizing brawlers that can be good for a long time, are good in many different situations, and are cheaper. Being good right now gives priority, but it is not the end-all be-all. The brawlers that fit this description the best are what I call Evergreen Brawlers. Brawlers that are well-rounded and consistently good. This is the list of what I think are the most evergreen brawlers in the game, in no particular order. Amber has damage, solid range, great utilization of vision gear, and pierce, which means you can draft her in a million different situations. She's a super consistent lane, very hard brawler to take care of, and she is consistently in at least the B tier, if not the A tier. She's super easy to use as well, which is just another huge bonus. And she is a carry brawler. You are going to get a lot of star players if you play as Amber, because you just get so much damage and you can secure so many kills that other brawlers just aren't able to get. Belle is possibly the most evergreen brawler in the game. She's always at least usable. In every kill-based mode, you're always going to see Belle as a staple. She's just super consistent, and with infinite gadgets allowing her to stack so many mines, it's made her even better. Out of all the tanks in the game, Buster is definitely the most evergreen. He's super well-rounded because his approach tool is simply patience. He will get his super. He's got a much better matchup spread than like any other tank in the game, which allows him to be picked super often. He's one of my most picked brawlers in ranked. I pick him all the time in knockout. I love him on center stage, especially when they pick brawlers with lots of projectiles spamming the lanes like a Rico. I pick him in gem grab. He's a great mid on double swoosh. He's a great lane on double swoosh on either side. Angelo is evergreen simply because he has so many good traits. He's got great range, high damage, the ability to go over water, and very fast speed. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this brawler, but obviously he's gonna always be good. And water brawlers always are going to have maps in the rotation that just elevate them. Like Bridge Too Far, or what's it called? Out in the Open. Now, out of all of these evergreen brawlers, Gene is the OG. Gene has been doing this evergreen thing forever because his super is just so good that he's always going to be useful in gem grab. He's always going to be useful in kill-based modes, and he's got so much range that you just can't help but feed him. He's just going to stop you from healing. He's going to harass you. He's going to heal his teammates. He's one of the most overlooked early picks in knockout in any kill-based mode right now. You should be banning and picking Gene a lot more than you are, probably. Stu is another just very solid brawler. Thanks to his incredible mobility and survivability. Stu is a brawler that is never worse than like high C tier and is usually B or A tier, and he's been S tier a lot. Now isn't like the most amazing time to upgrade him, but he definitely fits the bill as one of the most evergreen brawlers in the game. Max is another brawler who you will just constantly see getting used in pro play year after year. Now, she has one of the highest skill ceilings in the entire game, which is one of the reasons pros are always able to utilize her so well, because no matter how Supercell balances her, they just get the most out of her. But if you have the dedication to become a good Max player, you're going to get greatly rewarded by it. My number one Max tip for anybody trying to get into Max is you need to focus more on your dodging when you super. A lot of Maxes, they super and they're like, all right, I'm super fast, I can dodge everything, and they run in and they die because they start focusing less on their dodging because they're faster. Carl is another very evergreen brawler, basically because of how many roles he can fulfill. He's got the range and the splash and the damage, and splash is one thing that I'll tell you, splash makes brawlers very versatile. Carl's got the splash, the damage, the dive ability. He's got the area denial with one gadget. He's got the assassin ability with the other gadget. Finally, and this one is more volatile than he used to be, but it's RT. Now, RT has been always good. Like, for his entire existence has always been good. He's got great damage. You can't assassinate him because he just does devastating damage up close. And the only reason I'm saying that he's a little bit riskier is because he's getting an insanely overpowered hypercharge, and I don't trust Supercell to nerf the right thing, his hypercharge. There's a chance that they nerf RT and he becomes another one of the millions of mediocre brawlers with insane hypercharges in this game. I'm looking at you, Mortis, Chester, Dynamo. If I list all of them, this video is going to be way too long. So yeah, slightly nervous about that, but he's so well-rounded that I think he'll be fine. There's a second class of evergreen brawlers that I like to call niche evergreen brawlers. These are brawlers that are not always good. In fact, a lot of them are always bad. However, one niche aspect of them is always good and always usable no matter what. So you do have that guaranteed baseline level of value when you upgrade them. The number one example is Chuck, obviously. Insane in Heist. Pretty bad everywhere else. If you want to get really good at Chuck, you can play him in Hot Zone and Knockout, but like, that's for sickos. Miko has become that as well thanks to the Heist rework. He's a great dive brawler in Heist. He's completely garbage everywhere else. Nani is another example. Because of Nani's range and damage, she hasn't been good for a while. Like, she is a C tier brawler, but because of her range and damage on any open map and in kill-based modes, she's a great sharpshooter counter. Assassins can't really dive on top of her because she can just dump so much damage on them. So Nani is always going to have that viability in those kill-based modes. Finally, I'd say Mr. P is kind of evergreen in like the most competitive levels of play in this game. He is absolutely not evergreen. However, when I play ranked and I'm in legendary lobbies or mythic lobbies, I find I get so many Mr. P drafts because teams are just drafting the dumbest comps into him, like comps that are just gonna feed Mr. P. Like, he's also ridiculously easy to play, which elevates him in like a garbage player's roster. Some sauce if you're humble. Now, I've given you all of these amazing brawlers, but another important part of price to production is balance. If you keep upgrading brawlers from the same class, you are going to get diminishing returns. There is really no assassin that's going to be an evergreen brawler. But if you don't upgrade assassins and you just keep maxing out snipers and lanes and whatever, you're gonna get diminishing return when your account still has this gaping hole in it that would be a much better use of your resources. It's also important to note that you need to have a volatile brawler. You need to have a dive assassin like a Lily, Buzz, Daryl, Mortis that is probably not in the meta all the time. Those brawlers will win you any draft where you have a last pick and your opponent's picked too passively. And they're also great for if you lost the draft and you need some Hail Mary to turn the game around. Like, some brawlers are bad, but they just have that X factor that can win you games you're not supposed to win. The final elite tip that I want to put you on, and I've been using this for a long time, and it has paid absolute dividends. Brawlers that are good and don't have a hypercharge yet are the safest thing to upgrade in the whole game. I did this with Amber and Buster last year, and I've been able to play them for the whole year. Because even if they fall out of the meta, they've got an impending hyper to bring them back. Two goats for this, in my opinion, are Jae-Young and Finks. Very good brawlers right now. Versatile, consistent, amazing brawlers, and they are getting hypercharges. So even if Jae-Young gets nerfed, even if Supercell finally realizes how elite Jae-Young is and nerfs him, he's getting pushed right back into the meta when they give him the hypercharge, where when he presses the purple button, everybody instantly dies and gets their IP shown on the screen and has a drone strike sent to their house. Byron and Juju are two other brawlers that, you know, have been better in the past, obviously, but are fundamentally solid brawlers that are going to be boosted into the meta by an impending hypercharge. And obviously, Ali is also getting a hypercharge. And if there's one thing we all know about assassin hypercharges, as long as it's not Sam, they are free to obliterate the entire game with their ridiculous hypercharges. Hope this video helps. Two notes for everybody that knows me. One, I've been talking about upgrading my accounts throughout this game. Y'all who know me know I have a maxed out account. However, I have two accounts that are not maxed out, like mid-tier accounts, like maybe like 15 to 20 power 11s on them each. And I do a lot of smurfing and ranked with like IRL friends or whatever. I have a ton of hours on these accounts. So I have paid a lot of attention to like optimally upgrading to get the best ranked performance, because these accounts are pure ranked accounts. So it's like all either power 11 or power 1. And so that's where I've gotten all of this information from. Number 2 is never spend any money on the temporary event drops, and peace. 16 is more than